Hey guys, it's Eric with another episode of Enchanted Minds. Today we're going to go over creating a new character. If you're looking to make a Hunter Ranger, then this is the video for you. Basically going to go over the race selection and then also the initial stat points. We're not going to get too in-depth on builds at all. This is just for creating the character. Which stats are most important and which races are the best for what you're looking for. So with the Hunter Ranger, there's really 4 super viable classes, starting here with the Half-Orc. So the Half-Orc, you can see he's got Furious Assault, critical severity plus 5%, which is pretty huge, guys. Also going to give you plus 2 dexterity, which is your straight damage bonus stat, and then plus 2 constitution or strength. Strength's going to give you resistance ignored, so you can go dexterity and strength, which will be nice. Along with that, you get swift charge, 10% bonus to run speed for 3 seconds. So this is really good for a melee or a trapper. I'd say more so a melee build than anything. Using the combat paragon for the feats would be the Half-Orc. Super viable with that critical severity, with those stats, with the run speed. Moving on to the next viable option would be the Wood Elf. So the Wood Elf, guys, critical chance 1% higher than other races. It seems so small. But it does seem that somehow it's more than that at higher level, meaning I think it's always 1%, but I think it gets modified by feats, by items, by buffs. I think that base 1 does get multiplied by several things further along in the game. That's just a theory. I don't know that for certain, guys. But you see the ability scores are nice. Dexterity, again, that's your base damage bonus modifier there. And then intelligence or wisdom. Wisdom is viable as a Hunter Ranger because it's going to give you critical chance increase, and then also control bonus. So really, the Wood Elf is going to be probably best suited for a control trapper, looking to get those roots up, looking to have those roots hold their enemies in place while dealing damage, while debuffing them. The Wood Elf is a great option for that. And then you see here another viable option is going to be the Halfling, believe it or not. So the Halfling is good. You see nimble reaction, deflect chance 3% higher than that of the other races, guys. So that's nice for survivability. And then the ability scores plus 2 dexterity. And here's the big one, guys, plus 2 to charisma or constitution. Charisma is my favorite stat for the Hunter Ranger, guys. We'll get into that in a minute. Well, I can tell you now. That's what the video's for. So the charisma is going to give you combat advantage damage bonus, which is huge, and then also companion stat bonus. So it's giving us 2 offensive buffs essentially with points in charisma. So dexterity being the base damage modifier, and then charisma giving you more buffs to your offense, unless you're a trapper. Like we mentioned, the trapper is going to get the control bonus with wisdom. So really for archers, for melee, or for a trapper who's just looking to get the recharge speed and not so much the control bonus, the Halfling is also a great choice, simply for that deflect and the ability scores as well. You can see it also has bold. Fearless nature increases your resistance to control effects by 10%. So really good for melee. If you're going to be in and out, the halfling's a great option. And then the final best option, and in my opinion, is going to be the drow, because it is going to give you dexterity and charisma. We just explained why that's huge. And on top of it, it has dark fire. When attacking a foe, you have a 5% chance to apply dark fire for 4 seconds. This effect reduces the target's defense by 10%. This is huge. This is massive. So it's giving you the exact ability scores you want. Dexterity and charisma, and it's giving you dark fire, reducing the mob's defense by 10%. Is just really good, guys. And on a 5% chance, that means on average it's going to take you 20 hits to get it up, which is nothing for a hunter ranger to get 20 hits in quickly. So it's going to be up often, probably more often than not when you're in combat. And so that's the 4 races you want to take a look at, guys. You've got your drow, you've got your halfling, you've got your wood elf, and you've got your half-orc. And with that being said, we would move on to the stat rolling. So I went drow, and that's going to give me +2 dexterity, +2 charisma. That's what we want. It also give us the option to go +2 wisdom. If you wanted to go trapper, we're going to go charisma because I love charisma. And with this, we're going to talk about the rolling of these. So guys, the dexterity is going to give you damage bonus. So you want high dexterity. It also gives you deflect, AoE, damage resist. And then the other 3 options that are good for the hunter ranger are strength, which is resistance ignored. Wisdom is critical strike chance, and then control bonus. Charisma, companion stat bonus, and then also combat advantage damage. So I like charisma the best, along with some dexterity, unless we're going trapper. Now if you pick the half-orc, you're going to get some bonus strength. That's perfectly okay. The strength is nice as well, guys. It's not bad at all. So what we want to do here is we want to roll, and we want to roll for the highest amount of dexterity and charisma that's going to allow us to get with minimal points in intelligence and constitution. Now because charisma is not a main stat, you can see it's being pretty stingy with how much it's going to allow us to get here from the get-go. I've seen 14 so far as the highest option. So it looks like it is. So what we're going to want to do is land one with 14, and then a lot of dexterity still. So we see a 14 with 17 dexterity. Let's see if we can get it any higher than that. I don't think we're going to be able to get it any higher than that. So this would probably be the route that I would go here. You can see you're getting some good wisdom, some good strength, and this would be a very strong start for your character. If you were going to go trapper, then you'd want to do the opposite. You'd go dexterity and wisdom, and you still want to roll high on the charisma if possible. And that would be the best way to start your Hunter Ranger, in my opinion, guys, would be one of those 4 races, and utilizing these 3 stats: dexterity, wisdom, and charisma, and then putting points in charisma no matter which direction you go, whether you're a trapper, whether you're melee, whether you're an archer. I would put points into charisma every single time, and then either dexterity or wisdom depending on the build, guys. And that pretty much wraps it up. If you guys have any questions, make sure to comment down below. I'm very active on the comment section, and if you need help in game, I will lend you a hand on the PS4 platform. So let me know, guys. Outside of that, I'm going to ask you to go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and as always, guys, may the drops be ever in your favor. Eric out.